Hello, Steve Mills here, and today I want to talk to you about the difference between sales and marketing. For me, marketing is all about lead generation. Now, I know there are people out there and companies whose marketing focuses on brand building and awareness. Take Coca-Cola. They don't try and sell you the can of Coke. They try and sell you the brand of Coke. And probably the same is true with Apple and all those companies out there. They've got a fortune to spend, and some would say waste, on marketing that doesn't work. As a small business, we've got to focus, I believe anyway, on lead generation. And if marketing is about lead generation, then sales is about lead conversion. Now, going back to marketing and talking about lead generation, there are several things that you need to think about. One is the number of leads that you generate. Two is the quality of those leads. In other words, how much is the lead worth? Is it worth something that's worth £5 or £50,000? Next is the convertibility of the lead. In other words, what percentage of those leads will convert into sales? So for example, a hot lead where somebody phones you up and says, I'm interested in buying X, Y, and Z from you, can we meet, is obviously a lot stronger than, let's say, somebody who connects to you on LinkedIn. They may be a lead, they may have some interest, but they've not actually picked up the phone and said, I want to buy yet. Or perhaps it's somebody in between that who's maybe getting 3 or 4 quotes from various companies. So there is an interest, but it's not a strong interest that they want to buy from you. So there's the quality of that lead, and then there's the sustainability of the lead. In other words, how much value is that lead worth over the time that the customer buys from you. So here we're talking about the lifetime value of a customer. Is this just a one-shot sale? Or are they going to buy from you every month for the next 10 years? Or are they going to, start off with perhaps a smaller sale and then build to other sales? Have you got cross-selling opportunities or upselling opportunities? Are there other products that you could sell into the lead, basically? So all these things affect marketing. Now, when we're looking at sales, the sales side of things, I think, too many people have a perception that you're going to do some marketing and therefore people are going to buy things. So, for example, I generate some leads on LinkedIn. In other words, I get a load of people to connect to me, or I do some email marketing, or I go to an exhibition and, I meet all these people who come by my stand, and I finish up with a load of business cards and so on and so forth. And, some people will buy as a result of that. Some people will meet me on a stand. I'll spend 10 minutes talking to them. And at the end of that 10 minutes, they'll make a buying decision that they want to perhaps meet me, or perhaps they just want to buy from me. They want to buy some. Perhaps I've got something on my stand that I can sell them immediately, and they go and buy, and that's fantastic. But there's also going to be people, and let's face it, this is the vast majority of the people that I'm going to speak to, let's say on LinkedIn. The vast majority of the people that I'm going to connect to and speak to and network with on LinkedIn are not going to just, they're not going to see a post from me on LinkedIn and then, pick up the phone and say, I want to buy, Steve. Some of them will, some of them won't. And those who won't need a little bit more nurturing. We've got to build that relationship. In other words, we've got to start the process of selling to those people. And this for me is one of the biggest mistakes that people make with marketing. They don't follow it up with sales. I hear people all the time saying, well, I've been advertising on Facebook, and I've got all these people who've liked my page, but nobody's bought anything yet. Well, the question is, have you phoned them? I've got 580 people who I'm connected to on LinkedIn, or 4,000 people I'm connected to on LinkedIn, but I don't really win any business. I'm doing loads of posting and keeping in touch with people, and I'm using groups and so on. But have you picked up the phone? Have you done the sales side of it? Because again, it's the side that often is very lacking. Now you could say, well, I'm busy, or you could say, well, I'm busy calling the people who are my top people, in terms of people who've said they've emailed or they've phoned you and they've said, yeah, I'm interested, Steve, in working with you. I want to come along. I want to meet. Now clearly, those people are your top people. They're the people that you really want to spend more of your time focusing on converting. But does that mean all the time, effort, and money that you're putting into marketing, and you got somebody who's, let's say, for example, in my world, they've downloaded my book called The 10 Biggest Lead Generation Mistakes, right? So they've downloaded my book, and that's great. But the problem with that, really, to be honest, is I've got to convert that. Why would I give away my book and then not follow it up? What are these people interested in? If you download a book called The 10 Biggest Lead Generation Mistakes, do you think you're interested in lead generation? That's the purpose of the book. If I was an estate agent, and I had on my website a special report called How to Select the Right Estate Agent for You, and we had loads of people download that, wouldn't I want to follow those people up? And yet most of the people I speak to come up with the excuse of the fact that they're busy. I've not got time to do that, Steve. And that's like saying, I've not got time to grow my business. So, the message behind this really is, if you're doing marketing, which I sincerely hope you are, if you're doing social media, if you're doing email, you're exhibiting, you got a website, you should be, not should is never gets done. You must follow those people up. You got to follow them up, because if you don't, you're losing out. If you don't, you losing business. We do lots of social media work for our clients, and I had one the other day who phoned me and said, well, I'm not really sure about this, Steve. It's not really winning me any business. And I say, well, have you been following up all the new contacts that we've been giving you? And they say, well, no. Well, that might be part of the problem, don't you think? And he went away slightly with his, slightly sort of thinking, perhaps Steve's right, and slightly thinking, well, I've not got time to do this anyway. But you've got to make time. If you're seriously committed, to growing your business, then, there's nothing better than speaking to people. Have a specific number of people that you're going to speak to every day. Would be a great advice, I think. But anyway, that's about it for today. So it's just to clarify the difference between sales and marketing, and to make sure that you're not sat there going, well, my marketing's not working. And in fact, you've created loads of leads on LinkedIn because you've got loads of new contacts. Okay, they're not hot leads waiting to buy right now, but they're contacts that you need to develop. You've got an email list with loads of people clicking through and opening your emails up that you never phone and turn into business. If you've got that, then that's a real issue in your business, and is also a great opportunity for you going forward. So that's it. Thank you ever so much for listening, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Thank you.